Welcome to Allie's Attic, where you never know what kind of surprise you'll find in my attic. I'm your host, Allie, and today my surprise is a country music recording artist who's quickly becoming a country music sensation. Please welcome Erica Dawn. Hi, Erica Dawn.
Hi, how are you?
I'm really good. How are you?
I'm fantastic.
Awesome. Now, I know of you, and I've listened to your music. I'll tell you at the end what my favorite song is because I have one of yours. Basically, I just want to hear your journey, like when you started singing and right up to now.
Yeah. So, funny story about my path. I started singing around the age of 8. And to be honest with you, I couldn't carry a tune in a bucket. I couldn't sing. I'm just gonna be straightforward with you. I could not sing. And so people around me were like, man, I'm supporting her dream, but man, this is crazy. Like, this girl cannot sing. So, I know, it's crazy. So I started going through school, middle school, stuff like that. And there was a gentleman who, was my choir director in middle school, and he saw something in me that no one else seen. No one could understand it. I was getting solos and school plays and things like that, and people were like, what is going on? He saw so much in me. By the time that I hit high school, he had me singing at a college level, and I'm actually an opera singer, fun fact.
Wow.
So by the time I hit high school, he had me collegiately competing and things like that. I had won 2 state awards by the time I was a senior in high school. And yeah, so by the time senior in high school rolled around, I had a lot of offers for scholarships and things like that. So I shopped around, and after a while, I actually chose Walsh University in North Canton, Ohio, because there were some music directors there that I really wanted to train and learn under and things like that. So I went there, and this is a lot coming down to one little story. There's a lot, but basically in college, I was offered a scholarship for my music and things like that. And I actually got the opportunity to not only compete around the state of Ohio and stuff like that, but they took me out of the country. I got to go to Canada. I got to travel around the United States. But the coolest thing I got to do was go to Rome. And I was given the opportunity to sing for the Pope while I was over there.
That's
sing
huge.
in major basilicas.
Wow.
All of that stuff. Obviously, all opera. So, junior year of college rolled around, and I got an offer to be in a cover band, a country cover band, and I was like, okay, I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm not a country singer, but I was like, you know what, I'll do it. Like, this is fun, makes me extra money through college, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So, my junior and senior year of college, I started to do this thing. Well, fun fact, I actually ended up getting fired from my cover band.
Oh my God.
And so out of this fight of things, I was like, you know what? I don't need you. I can do this myself, whatever. So there came Erica Dawn. And, I really fell in love with country music. And I grew up on country. I grew up showing livestock, and my family are farmers and things like that. But I really, really loved country music. And I really, really wanted to not do my own cover band, but rather really start my own projects and really become a country artist. So that's kind of what I did. And here we are a year and a half later from starting the whole thing. I would have never thought in a million years that I would be where I am today. And it's just interesting because I've sang so many different styles and genres and been trained so differently that it's just my story is kind of different, I guess.
Yeah, it is.
But that's kind of my thing.
Well, performing in front of the Pope, like, wow, and like, bad on them for firing you.
Everything happens for a reason, right?
Yeah, it definitely does. Now, you kind of have a rock sound to your country music and a little bit of blues, which makes it very distinct, and I absolutely love it.
Thank you.
How did that? Like, you just decided that's what kind of country you wanted to do, and you've just gone for it, right?
Pretty much. When it comes to music, I've always been a very musically driven person. And I've always been the kid that, growing up, I didn't sit on the couch and watch TV. I was, in my room doing homework, listening to music. And I mean, when we talk about my playlist, I've got everything from, Mozart's Mares of Figaro down to, gosh, 80s hair bands to rap to hip hop. I mean, I've got it all. So when it comes to music, I love music. But when it comes to rock music, I really love rock music. And so when I started singing, it just kind of, when I really started getting my country sound and stuff, I kept hearing, wow, you really have this rock sound to your voice. You really have this rock sound to your voice. So I was like, you know what? I think that'd be really, really cool to be able to take country music and put my rock spin on it. And my favorite country artist actually happens to be Brantley Gilbert, and that's the same thing he does. So,
yes.
So when it comes to my music, that's why you get kind of that rock influence, is because not only does my voice sound like that, but I'm a rocker when it comes down to it. I could never, there's something about performing and screaming, electric guitars, and that's at home for me, I guess. So.
Well, that's awesome. It's my home too. Your playlist probably matches mine a lot. And I know that you posted on your Twitter about Chester, which is such a sad thing. But anyway.
Oh my gosh, that's devastating.
Yeah, very, very, very much. And there's just been so much, it seems, lately this year. I don't know. Now, okay, let's talk about some of the awards you've won. The Akron Beacons Best Band, Canton Repository, I'm going to say that wrong, Best Live Local Act, and House of Blues Live Showcase for Best Artist, just to name a few of them. The House of Blues is huge to perform there and win an award. What was it like performing there, like being on the stage that so many greats have been on?
The House of Blues was probably one of my top 5 favorite shows I've actually ever done. My band, I mean, there's nothing greater than being super excited but super nervous at the same time. We were just laughing all day and having so much fun. And so everybody competed and stuff. And the person that put it on was actually a big rig at Def Jam Records, which is a big record label. And he comes out on stage and he's like, all right, I need to see 3 people perform one more time. And he's like, and then I'm going to make my decision. He's like, there's just 3 acts that I need to see one more time. So he called us 3 back up, which was really, humbling. That was so cool.
Mm-hmm.
And one was a hip hop group that was really, really outstanding. One was she's kind of like a blues alternative singer. She was amazing too. I actually still talk to her and stuff like that. And then the third one was me. Well, they called it our encore, and what we had planned originally were let's just do American Woman. Let's just rock it out and have fun. We've already showed all our talent. And actually, the other girl comes out and she does this power ballad, and I was like, oh crap! Oh no! So we all were huddling, and we're like, we got to do something different. And my guitar player's like, what about I'm the Only One, Melissa Etheridge? And I'm like, yeah, that's fine. And so we went out there, and at the fly, we did this song, and I wasn't even off stage yet. I was actually still singing, and he came up and shook my hand and congratulated me, and it was just a really cool experience.
Wow.
Very, very cool experience.
And she's one of my favorite artists, so I'm glad you performed her. Oh, so do I. I absolutely love her. Now, you perform all over Northeast Ohio, right? Basically on the weekends? Yep. Yeah. Okay, so where are some of the places, if people wanted to find you, if they're from there, where are some of the places you've performed, or you do perform there?
You can find me Cleveland to Columbus. You can find me at local dive bars doing acoustic gigs, or you can find me at places like House of Blues and bigger stages like that. It just all kind of depends where I'm at.
Okay.
Last year, I gigged a whole heck of a lot more than I am this year. Locally, we're starting to kind of branch out, and I've done the Nashville trip, and getting ready to go back to Nashville next month. So we're actually starting to branch out. So locally, it's a lot less, but we're starting to branch.
Good. I want cool. Nashville. It's on my bucket list. I say that I think every time I have a country artist on, I'm always like, oh, I want to go to Nashville. So okay. Now another thing that you've done that I think is touching. You wrote a song in honor of a fallen Akron. Is it Akron? Akron? Akron. Okay. A fallen Akron police officer. And it was originally written at his funeral, but now you rewrote it to include military and firefighters as well.
Yes.
That is amazing. Like, did that just, you decided, you know what, I need to do something. I need to contribute somehow?
Pretty much. The Akron police officer who was killed was actually my uncle.
Oh my goodness.
And so, yeah, so it was like a big, it was a lot of pain for me during that time because when all that happened, I have she was 4 at the time, but a 4-year-old baby cousin. And it was really painful for me at that time because I was watching her, you know, she's so innocent. She actually has no idea what just happened, you know?
Yeah.
And my music for me throughout my life, music has always been an escape for me. It has always been to get my mind off of things and things like that. So we actually, the calling hours was so big that day. We had a 6-hour calling hour. And so I was like, I just need a break. So I go back to the family room, and I actually wrote Officer Hero on my note section of my phone at the time. That's how quick it came to me, which was really, really cool. And then we went to cut the new EP, and I'm like, I really, really want to put Officer Hero on the new EP. But I was like, you know, I just feel like people across the world aren't going to be able to relate because it talked about, you know, him, and it was very selective to home. And I was like, I just want it to be more than that. I want it to be bigger than that. And I'm like, I want it to have more impact than that. And during the recording process was all the time that, you know, officers are being killed across the United States and all of that stuff was happening. So we really made it this big production. And, you know, we're talking about, oh, we're writing different parts of the song, and we're in the studio, and I said, you know what? I was like, I don't want to do this. And they're like, what? And I said, I don't want it to be this big production. I said, I don't want drums. I don't want lead guitar. I was like, we're just going to cut this raw. I was like, I don't want it mixed. I don't want it mastered. I don't want it produced. And that's kind of a fun fact about that song is that it's completely uncut. I mean, there's nothing added to that song. We literally hit record and then we published it.
Wow.
And I want it to be that way because the emotion behind it was so raw and so powerful that I wanted people to get that same thing when they listen to the song.
Yeah. Well, it's a very powerful song. It's beautiful. And, like, hats off to you for doing that.
Thank you.
Now, you have 2 EPs out now. You've just released your second one. What is your first EP called?
The Break of Dawn.
The Break of Dawn. I like that. No, a little play on your name there. Now, the other one that you just recently released is This Bottle, and it's fantastic, and I urge everybody to listen. You have also opened for large national acts like Jacob Bryant and Brooke Eden. Have you opened up for any more, or those are the only 2 so far?
Those are the only 2, and it was actually Colt Ford. And then there was this big mishap that happened about 2 weeks before the show went down. And luckily, Jacob Bryant came in from Nashville, and we replaced it with him. But as of yet, I mean, I've only been around a year and a half, so but actually, I can't announce it yet, and it's like driving me crazy. But I am opening for a humongous artist in November, and another one in the beginning of 2018 as well. I'm just contracted that I can't say anything until they say something.
Okay,
but,
getcha.
But look forward to that because we are ecstatic about that.
Okay, I'm really hoping it's Blake Shelton. But anyways, he's my crush. He's my country crush. But anyway, okay. So if you had, like, I mean, you're doing amazing for only being around for just over a year. Like, you sound amazing. I can't believe that you've only been doing this for just over a year. But if you had any advice to give any new artists out there, what would your advice be, Erica Dawn?
I think one of my big advices would be get out there and watch everybody that you possibly can, from the local guy to Blake Shelton. And I want you to find something that you love about their show, and then I want you to find something that you hate about their show, or something that you would change about their show, and incorporate that into your show. My second round of advice is when you're writing, write your verses, write your choruses, and walk away from it. Come back later and rewrite the verses and the choruses again. Leave, come back later, and do that 3 more times. take all the song or all the different rewritings of that song and then sit down and write your song based on those 3 writings, if that makes sense.
It does.
That it would be that's actually advice that somebody gave me, and really, really helped in my songwriting process and things like that. I would say always be open to what everybody has to give you, even if they're not an artist. I would tell you to don't sweat the small stuff. If somebody's not backing your career, doesn't believe in you, there's somebody bigger and better that does. So focus on that and don't focus on the little guy that doesn't support you. Because there will come a day when they are going to turn around and they're going to beg for you and you have the upper hand, which is always nice. Don't always take criticism with a grain of salt, because, you know, there's always people wanting to see you fail. Yeah, I think there's a lot for young artists. But I think my most important thing would be don't do it. Never do what you do for money. Never do what you do for success, but do what you do because you love it, and do what you do because it's your passion, and you'll never fail. I think that would be my number one piece of advice.
Yeah, that's great advice. And I'd never heard about the writing like that. That is awesome. So thank you for that. Now, you're going to have to let me know when you're allowed to, who you're going to be opening for, because I will promote it like crazy on Twitter, on all my social media. Now, what 2 songs are we going to hear from you, Erica Dawn?
2 of my songs. One is This Bottle, and the other one is Whiskey Kiss Me.
Okay, and now I'll tell you which one's my favorite.
Okay.
I love Whiskey Kiss Me. I love it. Oh my God, I love it. I can't even tell you how much I love it. This Bottle is awesome too, but there's just something about Whiskey Kiss Me that just, that was it. I was in love with the song. So I urge...
Whiskey Kiss Me was a blast in the studio. I mean, it was a blast. That's my baby. That's my favorite song I've ever done. And there's if you take my voice out of that song, there's so much going on in the background. And the laughs we shared cutting that song and the things that we did cutting that song, it's so much fun. Just so much fun.
Well, it's a fun song. And I like how it starts out with a guy. It kind of threw me a little bit. I'm like, what was that? And then you started singing. I'm like, oh, okay. But yeah, that was really cool. A cool idea. Now, I urge everybody to go out and purchase Erica Dawn's singles, her EPs. You can get them on iTunes, Google Play, CD Baby, Spotify, wherever you purchase your online music. Please purchase it. Support your independent artists as much as possible. And Erica, you can be found, it's Erica Dawn Music for Twitter and Facebook, right?
And Instagram. Everywhere you look, it's always Erica Dawn Music. Yep. Okay.
So I urge everybody to, become a fan, say hello. Enjoy it. She sounds amazing. I could totally hang out with you for the day. And thank you so much for being a part of my show. And I wish you the best success. And yeah, keep me updated. If you have any new singles that you release, I have a page on my website where if an artist gives me new singles, I'll throw it up and help promote it. And like I said, when you're allowed to say who you're going to be performing with, let me know. I mean, you're going to let everybody know, but I'll retweet and tweet all about it. So, and if it's Blake Shelton, tell him to come on my show. No, I'm joking. Anyways,
well, it's not Blake Shelton,
I know it's not. Yeah, I know.
It's a good one, I promise.
Okay, awesome. So yes, thank you very much for taking time out of your day and coming and joining me. Now you can go turn your fan back on so you don't melt.
Ohio's a hot one today. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I've heard there's a heat wave going on all over the place in the States. But yes, thank you very much, Erica Dawn, and I hope to hear from you again.
You're welcome. Awesome. Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. And thank you for joining me on Allie's Attic. Keep checking my website because you never know what kind of surprises you'll find in my attic. Cheers.